Hi there, Tony Cools here. Just unboxed my my new driving lights. These are the Stedi X Pros. Just gonna have a quick look. Wow, what a bracket that is. Look at that. Right, that is a serious. That's solid. That is nice, very nice. That is a solid, geez, that is solid. That's a nice bracket. Good size, heavy cable. Good waterproof fittings. First looks pretty impressive. Yep. Starting to like what I see already. Alright, we've had a look at the light and the bracket. Let's see what's in the in these boxes. The full-on wiring harness. That is pretty impressive. I'm actually replacing, well, I'm not replacing my old driving light, as someone decided to help themselves to it at the boat ramp, stole my other lights. So I've already got a wiring harness in it, but cable ties. That's your relay. Got another part of a harness, part of the harness. This harness here though looks pretty impressive. I mean, it's all there. That's a full-on harness. That's quite good. I'd say these are your bolts. Look like stainless too. Just a bit of advice out there to the next bloke that tries to knock off me driving lights. I'll be TIG welding the nut and the bolt together once it's fitted. Bring your oxy set, guys, if you want to knock them off next time. Alright guys, we're going to talk about the wiring harness on the Stedi X Pros. I'll just bring it in over here. I'll just flick over to that camera. I didn't fit it, mainly because I already had a harness in, but the main reason I'm sort of showing you this is this is your main wire here, right? Now I've clipped this wire in. This particular wire here is the wire that came out of my truck off my harness, right? Now the wire that was in here, I took it out. It's only, I haven't got a little screwdriver on me, but it's only a matter of just getting down in there and pop it back out. When I wired up the driving lights on the car, I only had them probably running for about probably a minute, 2 minutes, and this wire was hot. So obviously the wire's not heavy enough. So a little bit more investigation. I peeled this back, and this is only 14 gauge. Now I'll just change to a different thing here. I'll go to my computer, right, and there's a chart with all the different American wire gauge sizes. Now, I don't know whether you can see it, but this row down here gives you millimetres. A lot of our stuff is either 3mm, 4mm, 5mm, 6mm, 8mm, that sort of sizes, but it's automotive cable, right? It is not the same as household, so just be very careful of that. Now, I'll just show you where the drama lies. That main wire that was in my old harness was 14 gauge. Well, this mob here only rates it at 15 amps. Now, the wire I took out of this harness, just come back to the harness for a sec. The wire I took out of this bit here, I've only just clipped this other one in earlier on playing around. It's 10 gauge, right? I'll just go back to that chart. 10 gauge, rated at 30 amps. They also run a 35 amp fuse. I'll just come back to this other one. Now, this I think only had a 30 in it, my old one, but I only had a single light on it, but it was a dual harness. My old driving light was only rated at 8 amps. These new ones, they're rated at about 10.4, but running at 14.7 volts, they're drawing combined about 16.8 amps, because as your voltage comes up, your amps drop off. So their rating is at 13.2 volts, so it's just something to remember. Now, these are really, I would have fitted this harness, but it was a lot of work pulling out the old one. They come with a 60 amp relay, which is, mate, it is the best. This is a really good harness. Even the cabling running down to your lights is heavier. The single cables running down, these are 12 gauge. I could peel that back, but it's a bit hard for me to show you. I wouldn't be able to. So even your 12 gauge is rated at 20 amps. So everything they've done with their harness, they've pretty well got double the cable size. So I could highly recommend this cable. When I was doing the unboxing, that other little bag, it had this in the bag. These are just your piggybacks that clip onto your light. You take your harness off your light, you plug that one in, and then that actually clips onto the back of your globe. And then that other bit just clips back in there, and that is the wire that plugs into the main harness, which sends a signal up. So when you hit your high beam, it sends a signal up, and then all you've got is your other switch. Just give me a sec, I'll bring that up and show you. That's the on-off switch in your car. So it depends whether you want your driving lights to come on with your high beam or not. You can just have it in the off position, so if you do hit your high beams in daylight, because these lights are super bright, you won't blind someone. All right, and obviously this other one's for obviously a different style of globe. So it's a very good kit. I mean, this kit's probably worth 60 bucks, 70 bucks. So take that off the price of your driving lights. These lights are an excellent price. So I just thought I'd show you that. So if you're going to use your old harness, there's a few different brands out there. Just make sure that this main wire that goes over to the battery, and also your earth. Mine both come back with single earths anyway, which was all in 3mm, so it more than covers the 10 amps. So just something to be a bit mindful of if you're going to wire it yourself. If you're not sure, pay someone to do it, because it's definitely a good way of burning your car out. I can tell you now, if your wiring harness catches on fire, it'll start a real good fire, because the more it gets on fire, it'll start shorting out other wires and burn your car out. So just go back over here to this table, just look around online, and just do your searching and have a look. with wiring, any wiring you're doing on your vehicle or in your boat. I've done some pretty extensive wiring in my boat. I've got 12 and 24 volt system in the boat because of the Minn Coda with changeover switches and all sorts of things. But if you're not sure about wires, look them up. And that's American wire gauge cross reference. In Australia, we deal with 3mm, 4mm, 5mm, or 2mm, whatever. Don't compare this to household electrical stuff. It's completely different. It's automotive wire. But there are some charts out there that'll tell you, and also the length of the wire is a big thing. As soon as you start, you know, getting over 5 metres and start going out to 10 metres, then your current for your maximum current drops down too. So just make that mindful, especially if you're doing running power to the back of the car to run a winch or something on your boat, or to your trailer that you're towing. Just keep it in mind. I'm going to do a bit of a test on the lights in the dark. Also, I'm going to adjust them in the daylight further on in the video, just using a wall and getting them pretty well spot on just off a wall without driving out at night to do it. All right, I'll leave it at that now. Be very careful with the wiring. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe, and we'll go on and do a little bit more and show you some more stuff. Okay, thanks guys, bye. All right guys, we're going to adjust these new Stedi X-Pro driving lights. They look like they're straight on the front of the car, but if you have a quick look here, they look like they're pointing inwards. What I'll do is I'll throw the high beam on and just reverse back, and what you'll notice is the beams start to point into the centre. See, the thing is with these driving lights, you've got the 3 bolts holding them down, so you need to do your left to right. The up and down's easy enough to do because you just get out and do it with an Allen key, but the other ones you've got to get in there and loosen the bolts off. So see how they're like that. Now what I'll do is, they look straight on the car at the front, but they're not. I've played around with this just a little earlier on. Now I go and put them where I think they should be, and give you another look when you back it up. Now we're out of the vehicle. I'll just kick this right hand one out a bit. I'll give this left one a bit of a kick out. Might need a little more. There's a bit of a trick I seen when I was a young guy. Because I used to, in the old cars, used to adjust the headlights with screws in behind the framework. Now see how those beams now are still up. They haven't joined in the middle, they're apart. The up and down bit's not so bad, that's easy enough to adjust. Right, now we'll just come forward. Now that, they look like they're looking more down the road. That right hand one could come up a little, but just bring it in. See how they're not joining. I'll just maybe kick them out a fraction more. This is a good way of just setting them up, so when you go out at night to do them on a road, you don't have to get the spanners out and get up under your bull bar and loosen the 2 outside bolts off to do your left or right. I mean, it's easy enough with driving lights that have got just a single bolt, but these Stedis have got 3 bolts and they've got really big brackets. They're excellent brackets they made for them. Unbelievable. They're about 10 mil thick. I'll just go and have another adjustment here and give you another look. I'll just maybe kick that one out a fraction more. That's the right hand side. I know about the left. Just a touch. That one, give this right one a bit of a knock up. You can do the up and down on the road when you're out, but you can get them half close doing this off a wall, see? Give that another go. At least you don't have the two beams coming together, even in close. Probably if you just quickly got out and measured that, I think it's about 530 mil between the lights. I'll just have a measure there on the beams. About 650 to the centres, roughly. So they might be just kicked out a little bit, but you just got to go out for a drive in the dark and then test them. But I just wanted to show you how to get them half close before you go out at night, because this is just the easy way of doing it. Now, reverse back. This ground's not 100% level either. I'm backing up a hill a bit here. But you get the idea. See, they are facing forward. Originally, when I tried them last night, just in the workshop here, and shone them into the paddock, like the beams were joining. So when I come out earlier on, that's what was happening. So at least the beams are apart now. I could just nip those up and go for a drive tonight, and maybe adjust the up and down and do it again maybe tomorrow. But it's pretty close. I mean, it's not a bad way of doing it anyway. So just remember that trick. You can do it off a wall. I mean, they look like they're level. Anyway, I'll leave you with it. I'll show you a few other things on the driving lights when I fitted them that I can point out to you. We'll leave it at that for a moment. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, we're just going to give these lights a bit of a test, but this is the only place I can find where I can run them. This is on normal beam. That's high beam. Geez, it's hard with those signs. There is a bit down the end of this road here where there's no lights, I think. That's with the lights on. I haven't done any adjustment since the other day. I've come out and tested them a couple of times, but I didn't bring the camera. That's back down on low beam. Just 1 sec. That's the normal high beam in the car. That's the driving lights with the steadies on. Make a big difference. That's the steadies, and I've got a little set of side lights that just come on. Just look out to the left and right. I don't know whether you can see them. That's with the steadies on. Alright, we'll do another little test here. That's with my side lights on. Side lights off. Steadies off. Steadies on. Low beam. High beam with the steadies on. High beam with the steadies off. Steadies on. another little run. Steady's off. I'll turn my side lights off. They're not even on. Okay, steady's on. Steady's off with the high beam on. Steady's back on. And there's my little side lights. Alright, that should give you an idea how well these things work. I don't think I need to adjust them. Geez, they're pretty good. Looking up that hill there. Alright, we'll leave it at that. Thanks, guys. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you would like to subscribe to our channel. We try and be a bit informative of what we're doing. Also, hit the like button if you like the video. I've tried to show you as much as I can. Bit of a shout out to Australian 4-wheel drive that sent them up from Melbourne. I rang them, I just found them online, and I asked the question because Stedi didn't have any stock. I said, mate, you got them in stock? He said, yep. I said, oh, how do you go with this COVID thing? It was right when the lockdown hit, the big lockdown. So he got them away and I had them here the next day. So thanks for that. Whoever it was down there, I'm not too sure who they were. Anyway, I recommend the product. They're pretty good. The price is great. I mean, they're half the price of what I was paying for the other light bar I had on originally. So, yeah, they're more than worth. Good solid driving light. Good harness that comes with them. Good brackets. All stainless fittings. I don't think you can go wrong at $6.89 Australian dollars. So I'm not too sure whether they're selling them overseas to America or anything. But anyway, guys, stick with it. I'll just flick over here and show you their... that's their... one sec, guys. That's their website, Australian 4-wheel drive. I just found them online, and I'll just quickly, if you want to look at any of the specs on the X Pros, you can go to Stedi themselves. They've got everything here. This is their website, but when I looked to buy them from them, they were out of stock. They must be pretty popular if they haven't got them. Yeah, back in stock now, so... No, what's the date today? The 26th. They're still out of stock. They've nearly got them back in stock, guys. Anyway, leave it at that. Thanks for watching the channel. Just hope I've shown you what I could. Mate, I'm just a normal bloke, but I do understand electrical pretty good. So, yeah, I rate these. And it's an excellent harness on them for what you're getting. So, all right. See you on the next adventure. Bye.